nerve-wracking. Oh my god, oh my god. Ah. Right, okay. Remember to look at the lens. Remember to look at the lens. Do not look at the screen. Right, okay, so first of all, thank you so much for clicking on the thumbnail for this picture and coming to watch my weight loss journey. Today is the 24th of February 2020, and this is something that I've wanted to do for like a really long time, but truth be told, I think I've just been a bit nervous and I've kind of just been waiting for a sign, and I don't know, I'm kind of ready. I had a message probably about 2 weeks ago, and somebody said, you know, if you did your own channel, I'd love to watch you, and I'd be like your first subscriber. And I just thought, if I've ever been looking for a sign, that was the sign. So I want to get into like how I've lost weight. You might see on the title as well that I have lost 5.5 stone over quite a long amount of time. It's not been a sort of quick process. It's been definitely TikTok. And right now, as I'm finishing this, I won't show you, but my kitten is actually sitting on a stool actually watching me like she's in the audience, which I think is quite cute. But yeah, so I just want to talk through exactly what I've done to get to the point that I'm at right now, and also the steps that I want to do to achieve what I want to achieve this year, which there is a lot of things that I want to achieve. I'd like to say I'm quite an ambitious person, but this one is really important to me. So I'm hoping that pushing myself outside my comfort zone is going to be the push that I need to get this and make it happen. I'm a huge believer of The Secret and the law of attraction, and I think it's done me well up until now. So I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing, and hope that the results follow. Just a disclaimer, if you're triggered by weight loss or weight gain, or talking about calories, or talking about just generally this process, I would not advise that you watch this. There's been times where I've absolutely thrived off watching YouTube videos and watching weight loss videos, and it's really motivated me. And equally, there's been times when it's really knocked my confidence and made me feel like I'm doing sort of really badly and I'm not where everyone else seems to be, and comparing myself to others, which is just definitely not the way that I want to go. So if this is a trigger for you, please do not watch this video. The reason that I want to do this video, there's so many hundreds of different reasons why, but the main reason is, for me, I really want to document this process from start to finish. I want to have something that I can look back on and be so proud about, that I've stuck to, that I've committed myself to. And yeah, I just think, to me, my biggest achievement in my adult life is losing 5.5 stone, and it's something that, unless you've had a problem with weight, you'll never understand, or maybe don't, or will never, or could never understand how difficult it can be to lose weight. And I'm guessing it's equally the same for people who try to gain weight that can't. Yeah, so the main reason being, I want to have this to look back on for the rest of my life and know that I've taken a risk, which in my personal experience as a 26-year-old, risk has always really paid off for me. And I'm hoping, and I'm putting to the universe, that this is going to be exactly the same. So, a little bit about me. My name's Kellie Anne. I live, I would say I live on the outskirts of London, bordering Kent. I have a fiance as well who I live with, and a cat called Tiki, who's named after the enchanted Tiki rooms in Disney World. And I am a foodie. I absolutely love my food. Like, I've always, since I can even remember, I've always really loved food, eating food, cooking food, shopping for food, talking about food. Like, if you know me personally, you'll know that I've always really been invested in anything to do with food, which is a wonder why I haven't actually done it as a career or really looked into it. But yeah, I absolutely love food. It's one of my favourite things to talk about. In September 2019, me and my partner went on, I'm sorry, I'm getting really emotional talking about this. Me and my partner went on the holiday of a lifetime. We actually went to Orlando for 3 weeks, which was the longest that we've ever been away on holiday for. I can go into that in more detail in a second. We do actually have a couples YouTube channel where we vlog all of our holidays, called Woody's Box. So I'll leave the description in the link. I'll leave the link in the description below, if you want to watch that and see sort of our adventures. But during that holiday, myself and Ross actually went on a Disney cruise ship, which was incredible. And on the 28th of September, Ross actually proposed to me, which, although we had been together at the time for 8 years, it was still a massive shock and a massive surprise. And it was incredible. And again, Ross has actually edited the video, and it is actually on YouTube if you did want to go and watch it. And coincidentally, I was actually wearing a white dress. And the video is beautiful, but I know looking at it, it's not it's not how I want to feel on the day that I marry Ross. I really want to feel really elegant and really beautiful, and I know that I could feel that way without losing weight, but I know that if there's ever a time to do it, this is my time. I kind of feel like in the whole journey, I've got to the halfway point and kind of stuck around here for a long time because I've kind of got comfortable, and to be fair, I'm quite happy. But now I feel like it's the time to really push on and finish what I started. So yeah, the purpose of starting this channel is to document things like my my weight loss journey to my wedding, which is I think in about 570 days. It's actually September 2021, and me and Ross are getting married on what would be our 10-year anniversary, which is so special to me. And I just know, I know that I can do it. I've done it before, which I'll talk about in a second, but this is it to me. Like, this is the main event. This is the main event, main course. To the very beginning of my journey, so where I started and why I started. So sorry if I keep playing with my hair. Looking at a viewfinder is quite unusual to me. Okay, so why and where I started. So back in 2015, I'd been in a relationship with Ross for I think 5 years, just over 5 years. And I can't explain how lucky I am to have Ross. I honestly feel so blessed that I was put in a situation where I met him. He's absolutely changed my life in the best possible way. And as cliche as it sounds, I feel like I'm so happy, and I generally in life, I'm generally quite a happy person. So over a number of years, I mean, when I first met Ross, I was 17. I was probably in the best shape I've ever been in. I was between a size 12 to 14. I was quite curvy, and I come from a family of women who have quite big boobs, quite big bums, quite curvaceous. That's kind of like the theme of our family. I'm not saying we're sort of Kardashians, you know, maybe I'd like to look like one. But we're very curvy women, and I was always naturally very confident. I could sort of eat what I wanted. I still had a relatively healthy relationship with food. I ate a lot at home. I just started properly working and earning my own money, so a lot of freedom come with that, and a lot of that meant that I could actually go ahead and buy food that I wanted to eat, necessarily rather not what I was getting given at home. So I remember I actually worked in New Look at the time, and I remember going on holiday with my friends, and I had a size 14 pair of high-waisted sort of vintage, almost mum looking shorts. But obviously this was years ago. I had them on with a little boob tube. I had absolutely no issues with self-confidence whatsoever. I have very, very beautiful friends, and I always feel like I have had. And being in a lineup of girls in our photos and stuff, I never felt sort of conscious of the way I looked. I never felt like I needed to lose weight, which actually, looking back, is such an amazing way to feel at an age like that, because I don't think many girls maybe at 17 now would have that same connection with their body. I was very happy, and coincidentally I met Ross. I was very confident. As I said, I worked in New Look, so I got 50% off my clothing, so I was always wearing new clothes. I just had a really, really like happy, good relationship with food. And as time progressed with Ross and our relationship, Ross used to wine and dine me quite a lot, which is quite a funny thing that we look back on now, because when we were sort of like early 20s, we didn't really have a lot of places to go. Like many people, we sort of had both of our houses, and I mean, we have amazing families, but we had both of our houses. But obviously when you want that alone couple time, a lot of the time we would go to TGI Fridays, and when, I mean, we love TGI Fridays, like we really do, and we love American food, but when we used to go to TGI Fridays, when I could actually look at sort of the meals that we were definitely getting a starter, main and dessert. I was easily consuming like 2,500 calories on one meal alone, which when you think about it is a lot. It's a significant amount. I wasn't even really aware of what I was eating or the impact that it was having, but without kind of realising, within the space of maybe a year and a half, I'd put on 5 stone. And I know they say you put on weight when you're happy, and I was that picture to a T. I was so happy with Ross, happier than I'd ever been, and because of that, my weight and my body just wasn't a concern to me. And Ross had always made it really clear that loved me just the way that I was, and that I didn't... This is my catty. She's a good girl. Sorry about that. And Ross had always made it very clear that he was really happy with how I looked, and had always, I think, found me attractive the way I was. So yeah, it wasn't a concern to me whatsoever. I was quite happily going for 2 or 3 TGIs a week, as well as getting McDonald's of an evening in addition to my normal dinners, because anyone who knows me knows how much I love McDonald's. I'm the biggest McDonald's fan you could ever find. My favourite order would be double cheeseburger with extra pickles, chips, 6 chicken nuggets and a Diet Coke. That would literally be like dream. So, this has been going on for quite a few years. Me and Ross have been together, happily gaining love and happily gaining weight. And in 2015, in January, we both decided that after a really long time of talking about it, we was going to take the plunge and actually book to go to Walt Disney World for the first time. This was a massive holiday for us. We had never ever been to Disney World with our families before. And it was an expensive holiday, and honestly it was something that we only ever thought we was going to be able to afford to do once, because we was meant to be saving for our deposit. So yeah, so we went and booked, and after that we sat in Miller and Carter, and we was going through the brochures, and we could not believe that we had just booked to go to Disney World, and it was just the most incredible feeling. And basically after that I decided that I needed to go to the doctors to sort out my contraceptive pill. I hadn't been on the contraceptive pill for a really, really long time. So I felt like I needed to, because I didn't want to go on this holiday and, you know, Mother Nature take her course. I didn't want that to happen during that 2-week period, because I knew we was going to be going swimming a lot, I knew we was going to be going on water rides, I knew we was going to go to water parks, things like that. So I was like, right, I'm going to go to the doctors and ask them to go on the contraceptive pill. At no point did my weight ever even come into the equation. I kind of just felt like it would be a sort of a done deal. I'd walk in, explain why I wanted it, I'd walk out with a prescription for it. However, that was not the case. Again, I'm very much one of those people that look for signs in life, and to me, that day, I wish I would have had the date wrote down, I really, really do. But that day was so significant in my life because the doctor actually said to me, she sort of weighed me, she took my height. I'm actually only just under 5'3", so I'm not very tall. And she actually said to me, you know, you're morbidly obese, you've got really, really bad blood pressure, you're very, very, very overweight for your height, and it's a concern, and under no circumstance was she able to put me on a contraceptive pill. She just said, you know, you go way off the scale, you're not healthy enough to be on this pill, which absolutely broke my heart. And I really felt like at that point it was time to do something about it. I didn't understand how I'd let myself put on so much weight. I do actually, I know it was just because I was happy with Ross and I loved food, I've always loved food, so it was kind of a relationship in heaven, really. So that was the reason, that was my point, that I was like, right, okay, I need to sort this out, I need to do something about it. And I did, I feel like I did do quite a lot about it. Okay, so talking about my journey so far, so as I mentioned, I lost 5.5 stone. I went from 17 stone flat to 11 stone and a half, and the day that I reached 11.5 stone was honestly one of the proudest days of my life, which I know sounds so sort of dramatic, but from seeing 17 stone to seeing 11 stone anything on the scale, let alone 11 stone 7, was absolutely mind-blowing, and I could not believe that I had managed to achieve it. So I'll talk you sort of how I'd lost that weight. So the first thing I did was, well, me and Ross, we sort of embarked on this journey together. We decided that Monday to Friday we was going to eat as healthily as we possibly could. Friday night we would get weighed together at a gym, and we actually went to the scales where you got a little printout sort of receipt of your weight, which was really nice throughout actually, because we could see the number on the little receipt changing, and we had sort of like a wad of them each. And then Saturday and Sunday would sort of be just watching what we ate, not too strict. If we went out for dinner, we could sort of treat ourselves a little bit. But we did that for months, and hand on my heart, it worked. It really, really did work. I lost a lot of weight, not really quickly. Admittedly, I know more now about nutrition than I did back then, and I know that men typically lose weight at a faster rate than women do. And me and Ross used to have this thing every week that whoever lost the least amount of weight would have to buy dinner on the Friday night. So the competitive side of me was like, right, I'm gonna win. And all through the week we'd be sort of egging each other on and saying, you know, this is my week, I've lost this amount so far, I'm gonna win. And it really, really worked. And Ross, I believe Ross lost like 3 or 4 stone quite quickly, a lot quicker than I did. But he looked absolutely incredible. So seeing him achieving what he wanted to achieve just kept spurring me on to do the same. And it worked really, really well. And then that kind of period of our life come to an end. We then, I don't know what really happened, but we kind of stopped doing that. Maybe it was after we got back from holiday. That seemed to be where things, you know, slipped up a little bit. I'd say the next stage of my weight loss journey is I go through periods when I lose a lot, I gain a little bit, I lose a lot again, and then I maintain. Which I don't think is a problem. I've never put on the whole amount of weight that I've lost. I've never ever got back up to my start weight, which for me is an achievement. I may not have lost a lot more, but I haven't, to me, gained everything that I lost. So to me, I must have changed my lifestyle in a positive way that's meant that I haven't just reverted back to how I was originally. The next part of this is Slimming World. I loved Slimming World. I loved being on Slimming World. I loved going to group at Slimming World. I had an absolutely incredible consultant who would crack the whip at my class, and I was a little bit scared of her. So every week I was like, oh my god, I've got to be good, because Cyril will literally, you know, not be very happy if I didn't lose weight. And I love the people that I was going with. I really felt like I was making friends. I was learning so much about nutrition. I was learning loads about healthy recipes, learning loads about just changing my lifestyle. But I have to say, the only things that would really get to me is if I'd been sort of on plan all week and I'd had a week where I'd gained or I'd maintained. I don't want to say it wasn't a very positive experience when that happened. Knowing what I know now, I know myself, after weighing myself for however many years, I know that sometimes I do maintain, even when rightfully I think I deserve a loss. But equally, it comes either the next day, the next couple of days. It eventually comes. I feel you put your hard work in and it eventually will come out. So that would be the only thing I would say. I found that quite daunting, and I didn't really like sitting and talking about why I thought I'd gained when I felt like a lot of the time I'd done well. And equally, a thing that I found really difficult was eating out. So I'm someone, again, as I've mentioned quite a few times, I'm someone who loves food. I love going out for dinner. I would much rather go out for dinner than I would go out clubbing. It's just, dinner is just my thing. Like, I love talking about food. I love trying new food. I'm just that kind of girl. And being on Slimming World and going out for dinner, I found really difficult. Oh god, I keep sitting on that cushion. Right, okay, so the good things about Slimming World, it really taught me how to cook. Generally how to cook, how to go into my kitchen, to get excited for trying lots of new things, to get really interesting recipes, to make really good swaps. So things that sort of lasted throughout, even after my Slimming World journey has sort of come to an end. I now only drink skimmed milk. I only cook in fry light unless it's a special occasion and I have people coming around for roast potatoes, then I cook in obviously normal oil. What other things has it taught me? It's taught me about drinking lots of water, which is something that I try to do all the time anyway. I try to drink as close to a gallon of water a day as I can, depending obviously on the day. So Slimming World taught me a lot of really good life skills, but I kind of, again, it just kind of come to an end, and I always revert back to calorie counting because I know that it works. So when I first calorie counted, when I lost the majority of my weight, I'd probably say I lost about 3.5 stone with calorie counting. I would say that I wasn't eating very nutritious food. I was sort of eating up to 1200 calories, and that could have been 300 calories of chocolate digestives. It could have been like a pot noodle. It could have been like really not very nutritious things at all. Going on Slimming World actually taught me to fill up a third of my plate with fruit and vegetables, to make sure that there's a good balance of fibre in my diet as well, which I'd never even considered. So there were pros and cons of both things, but the thing that I'm sort of moving forward with is the incorporation of both, because that's how I feel like I'm going to have the most healthy and balanced lifestyle. It's not too restricting, it's not too sort of easygoing, it's kind of like a nice in between where I see results. Since January 1st, 2020, I made a commitment to myself that this was going to be the year, like 2020 was going to be the year that I was going to finish off my weight loss. So to cut it down really short for you, I started at 17 stone. I think when I joined Slimming World, I'd lost, let me get this right, I think I started Slimming World at about 13 stone 10. No, I didn't. I was 14 stone 1 or 14 stone 2. So I'd lost before, if we just take that into forgetting the losing and regaining. On my own, I'd lost about 3 stone. I then went to Slimming World and I lost 2.5 stone. Is that right? 2.5 stone. Wait, 2.5 stone. In total, I definitely lost 5.5 stone using both of those. My journey and my goal has always been to hit 10 stone. 10 stone is the absolute, that to me is everything, and I really want to do it. So much so, I've actually, I don't know if I'll be able to find it, I've actually designed a tattoo that I'm going to have sort of on my bra line once I've reached the end of this journey, once I've hit my 10 stone, with the number 17 and with the Capricorn sort of symbol, the stars around it, because as I said, I am a strong believer of positive thinking and the universe and The Secret. I love The Secret so much, and I know that if I put it out there, it's going to come back. I'm going to work really, really hard to get there. So just where I'm up to right now. So on January the 1st, 2020, the day after my birthday, I committed myself to reach 10 stone by September, because September will mark a year before my wedding, and that is the time that I want to start looking for my wedding dress. So I have given myself this sort of 9-month period to go away and finish what I started. I absolutely need to do it. I absolutely want to do it. I'm so excited by it, and I feel like I've done so well so far. So as I said, on the 1st of Jan, I weighed in at 13 stone 8.5, which as I've mentioned, I've sort of hit this mark where for the last, I'd say 2 years, I've sat between 12 and 13 stone. That's kind of like my happy place. That's kind of like my size 16, occasionally 14 at the lower end of 12 stone. Generally all my clothes, you know, fit me quite well. I can wear most of the things that I want to wear. So yeah, like, no, I've got such a good reason. Like, this is my reason. Like, I had a really good reason originally, and this is my really, really, really good reason to actually make it happen this time round. So I think by the end of Jan, I do have this written down actually in my book, I lost 8 pounds, which I was so chuffed about, because I know you can go away and you can do really low calorie diets, really sort of high exercised regimes. You can sort of really throw yourself into it, which I love. It sounds stupid, I love watching weight loss YouTube videos. It's one of my absolute favourite things to watch in the world. I was actually watching one earlier when I got my nails done, and I know people can drop a pound a day. Like, I know it's possible, and for me, I just feel like anything that comes off my body that I don't have to carry with me every day is an achievement. So for me, losing 8 pounds was brilliant, and I was so chuffed about it, and I was absolutely ecstatic that I'd lasted till the end of January. I hadn't given up on myself. I knew that this time I really wanted to make it work, and I stuck to it. And each sort of week I was losing like a pound-ish, £1.5, £2, Got to 8 pounds off, which I was absolutely chuffed about, which I'm so happy about. And then, so we're approaching sort of the last bit of February. I don't give myself a monthly goal to stick to, because I don't want to feel that added pressure. I'm just not someone, I like to lose weight and enjoy it, as stupid as that sounds. I love like eating really well, and then, you know, by the end of the week weighing myself and thinking, well done Kelly, like you did that all yourself, like you should be so proud of yourself. And I don't like to set myself targets. I do like to set myself targets, but equally I don't like to be like, right, you absolutely need to lose a stone by the end of February, because I know what I'm like. As soon as I feel pressure like that, it pushes me the other way. So I just know that slow and steady wins the race every single time for me. I know that if I'm making it part of my lifestyle and it's just a little bit at a time and it doesn't feel noticeable, that adds up over such a long period of time. I can't get my words out today. So even if you lost £0.5 pound a week, I mean, over the space of a year, that's a massive loss. And it's so easy to be disheartened when you see the scale go up when you don't expect it to. When you see the scale sort of stay the same. When anything that, I mean, it can really knock you, but I'm really trying not to let it. I'm really trying to sort of take it in my stride and be like, okay, I might have had a week where I put on a pound. That's okay, I had a really good week, and next week I'm just going to try really hard again, and I'm going to get back off again. In the past, what I used to do, going back to the very beginning when we started calorie counting, if I'd had a weekend when I'd been a little bit too indulgent, I would literally put myself on the most small, minute amount of calories to counteract what I had done. So I'd maybe put myself on 800 calories that day. I found when I was eating 800 calories, I was not with it. I had headaches, I was irritable, I was moody, I wasn't very nice to be around. I kind of feel sorry for everyone that was around me. It wasn't a very good place to be at all. I didn't enjoy my food, and that's why I couldn't do it long term, because that wasn't sustainable. I need to go at this really, really positively, in a really healthy mindset. This for me is not just a journey to my wedding dress and then to put it all back on again. I really want to prove to myself that what I did right now, where I've maintained this weight for a good couple of years, I want to be able to do that when I get to 10 stone. I really, really want to maintain that and just have a really healthy balance of eating nice food when I want to, also exercising, which is what I will touch on in a second. So what am I doing right now? So right now, my diet, which again, as I mentioned at the very beginning, everyone is different. People are triggered by different things. People can consume different amounts of calories on their, you know, based on their height, based on their weight, based on their activity, what they want to achieve. Like, there's so many different things. But this for me, I found has worked for me. I'm not saying it's going to work for everyone. By all means, it probably won't. But right now, this is helping me get this weight off in a way that doesn't feel too restricting, and also I'm really enjoying. So I'm going to obviously try to keep it up as much as I can. So at the moment I am eating 1400 calories a day, as close to that figure as I can. If I go slightly under, sort of in the sort of late 1300s, that's fine. But equally, obviously, if I go a little bit over, that's also fine, as long as I'm kind of trying to stay around 1400 as a ballpark kind of area. Then that works for me. I'm just finding that if I eat 1400 calories, I don't feel hungry. I don't go to bed feeling hungry and feeling miserable and having a headache. Equally, I don't feel like there's a thing when I eat too much. It's probably the same for a lot of people. When I eat too much and I get in bed, I feel so like I feel so bloated, and I've never been someone who feels bloat. I never even look like I'm bloated, but I feel so uncomfortable. So I know that 1400 calories makes me feel full enough, makes me still feel light enough, and not sort of tired and sort of groggy. It's a good amount for me. I know that it works for me. So at the moment I've been doing that. I have also been, which is a new thing that I have never ever enjoyed doing, I've also been running, which, as I said, at the moment I'm just below 13 stone, and I'm only just sort of over between 5'2" and 5'3". So for me, running I never felt like it was even an option. I always felt like I was too heavy to run. I wouldn't have any stamina. And I've surprised myself. I have actually surprised myself. I have been running probably 2 to 3 times a week. I was so inspired by someone that I watched on YouTube, which if you don't watch already, you should go and watch her because she's absolutely incredible. I'll link her channel below as well, but her name is Sian, Gelman, I think. And her story is absolutely so inspiring, just about how one day she got up and just decided she was going to run, and it kind of reminds me of Forrest Gump, so I kind of feel like that's what, I don't know, I love Forrest Gump. But it just inspired me so much, and I thought, Kelly, you could go out and do that. And her whole sort of mantra was that she was going to try and lose weight without spending too much money. And I am the first to say, if I want to do something, I will buy everything of it. Like, if I want to not lose weight, but if I want to make Christmas cards, I'm going to go out and buy £30 worth of stuff in Hobbycraft for the one time that I'm going to make Christmas cards. I fully invest myself way too quickly in things. So for this time round, when she said that she was going to try and lose weight without spending too much money, I was like, she's onto something. This is something I should try. I have a gym membership. I'm very lucky that my firm actually pay for my gym membership every month, so I'm never really out of pocket by having a gym membership. Equally, I do not use it enough. It's about a 15-minute drive from where I live to my gym. And I went for a stage where I was going sort of every couple of days, and I would go in the morning for like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, and then it was done, and I really enjoyed it. But equally, as soon as I don't go, I do not miss it. So I don't feel like it's something that I have a really strong passion for. I love and have always loved to dance. I used to dance when I was probably up until when I was in primary school. And when I joined secondary school, I stopped dancing completely. But I always really enjoyed it. And a couple of years ago, me and my sister actually started doing a Zumba class every week. Sometimes we'd do it twice a week. And I loved it. We had so much fun doing it. I kind of feel like, without sounding super cringy, you can feel kind of sexy and feel really fit and really strong and have so much fun. Like, it's just, for me, Zumba is just such an amazing exercise. I'm so glad that it's like a thing. Like, Zumba is just incredible. So since the 1st of January, what I've been doing is I've been going out for a run, not purposely trying to get 5k under my belt, but unintentionally getting 5k without really realising. So I live in quite a hilly area. So what I've been doing is I've been sort of walking up these really steep hills and running down them, because I love running down hills. Like, I can't believe it's taken me 26 years to discover that I love running. Even more love running down hills. But yeah, so it's actually so much fun. And then I go through periods where I've got like this route that I do when I can run from the beginning of the road to the end of the road. And when I first started sort of running, I could not run that far at all, and to me, to get to the end of the road, it is the biggest boost you can ever imagine. It is such a good feeling, and endorphins are real. They are actually a real thing, and it just gives you such a high like you've never ever felt before. It's actually incredible. So that's what I've been doing. So I've been doing a little bit of running, eating 1400 calories, and also I've discovered this absolutely incredible YouTuber. I think her name is Daniela Steele. Again, I'll link her. I think it's part of Popsugar, the channel. I'll link 2 of my favourite videos below, because there's 2 that I sort of alternate between. They're like 30-minute Zumba workouts. They've got a countdown timer at the top of the corner of the screen. And it's so much fun. We've got speakers in our kitchen, and I will shut the door, or even when Ross is in, I'll leave the door open, and I'll blast it from the speakers, and I'll use our whole kitchen conservatory as like my dance studio. And it sounds so cringy, but I have the best time. Like, it's such a good exercise. I haven't got to go and spend any money. I haven't got to go out in the rain. It's just so convenient. I can do it when I'm cooking dinner. I can dance around the kitchen. It's just loads of things like that I'm just really enjoying. And I think the key to this is finding your amount of calories that works best for you, and also finding an exercise to work alongside that. What I want to do with this channel, get into what I was actually saying. What I want to do with this channel, I want this to be a period of my life that I document for the rest of my life, to look back on and be so proud of myself that I've been able to do it. I want to sit, do a vlog, do a video in September, and I want to say that I reached my goal. I hit 10 stone. I finally finished my journey being losing 7 stone. I finally want to do it. I really believe that I can. I feel like I'm in such a good place. I have such good people around me. I feel so supported. I'm going to do videos for things like recipes that I make. I love hosting things, so I've always got someone around my house and I'm always cooking or doing something. So I'd like to do things like what I eat in a day, what I eat in a week, trying to be active throughout a working week, because I have a full-time job, so trying to incorporate that into my life, as well as commuting, as well as seeing my family, as well as seeing my friends, as well as spending time with Ross and my cat Tiki. Trying to sort of juggle everything together at the same time. Oh, my tummy's just rumbling and I've not eaten any lunch today. I want to finish my journey, and I know that I will. I want to document it. I want to be proud of myself. I want to say that I could do it. I want to say that I've lost 7 stone, because I think that's bloody amazing. I want to do it to feel healthy. As I said, want to get to 10 stone by September. I really hope. I'm putting it out there. I really want to achieve it. So thank you so much for sitting and spending your precious time watching me ramble on about myself. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for encouraging me. People are probably gonna laugh at me, but do you know what? I've kind of got to the point in my life where I just need to do this for myself. I just can't go on and regret not ever trying to make this happen. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for spending time listening to my story. I really hope that I can achieve what I want to achieve. If you've got any questions, if you've got any suggestions, please leave them below. And yeah, thank you so much, and I really hope that we do it. And I hope in September I can rewind to this video and say, you did it, girl, you did it. So thank you so much, and goodbye.